Hey, everybody. Very different episode of the podcast today. We're going to get into why in just a sec. Before we do, once again, sorry, the green screen, for those of you watching on YouTube, the green screen here is not looking great. Another hot day in Pittsburgh, and the AC's blowing on it, so messing with the green screen and the light temperature and all that crap. But anyway, yeah, so this is a different kind of episode because we're not doing a movie review. We're talking about the passing of a man who has only been around as a notable actor for so many years, but he's had a big impact on a lot of people. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Chadwick Boseman, who just passed away the other day at the time of this recording. It was a big shock. Did not see it coming, especially after finding out like what caused him to die. Something that I wasn't aware of. But yeah, so for the few of you listening or watching who do not know who Chadwick Boseman is, Jess is gonna give you a quick.
So Chadwick Boseman has most recently starred in *Da 5 Bloods*, which I believe you can still watch on Netflix. He was Andre Davis in *21 Bridges*. Of course, we all know him best as T'Challa, the Black Panther, which he said was his favorite role. He was very honored to play that character on the big screen. We saw him in quite a few Avengers films. He was also Thurgood Marshall in the movie Marshall. He had quite a few roles. And it's very remarkable how many films he was in and filmed while he was unfortunately very sick, which is what we sadly found out.
Yeah, apparently, he'd been battling colon cancer for 4 years.
Yeah.
Which as you just rolled out, he was always working. It's amazing the fact that not only he was able to work, but especially when he did Black Panther, the incredible shape he was in, and still give solid performances.
Yeah.
The first movie I ever saw him in, which I believe was probably a movie that most people started to like take notice of him in, was 42, starring alongside Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
He played the famous Jackie Robinson, the first black player in in baseball in the major leagues. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. And I'd never seen him before. I never heard of the guy, but this seemed like a cool film. And Harrison Ford's in it. And Harrison Ford's, if you've never seen it, it's a good movie.
It is a really good movie.
Harrison Ford's playing a very different kind of character than he has before, and it was really enjoyable to watch him. And then you had Chadwick Boseman right alongside him, like keeping up with him. Like technically, he was playing the main character of Jackie Robinson. So, but when you got Harrison Ford in there, even as a supporting character, it can be easy for someone to lose the spotlight. But he didn't. There's not one point in the movie where
it's a great performance.
Yeah, he did a great job playing Jackie Robinson because the real Robinson, he had the weight of the black community on his shoulders, having to represent his people in Major League Sports. Because if he was able to pull it off, to show not only are black people good enough to play in the major leagues, but despite what the racist stereotype was, that they would lose their anger and they would lose their shit, and Chadwick really displayed the kind of the frustration, anger, and at the same time the patience and cool head that Jackie Robinson had to have in order to pull it off. Because if he didn't, things would end up very differently in not just baseball but all major league sports going forward. So then he played James Brown in a later film, and then when he was cast as Black Panther, I was like, oh, the guy from 42, that guy was really good. I got excited.
Yeah.
And he was great in Captain America: Civil War. It was the first time we got to see him as T'Challa, aka Black Panther. And then the Black Panther movie itself came out, and there's a lot of people who vary in how much they like that movie. Some people think it's great; it's the best Marvel movie. Some people think it's good, but it's not the best. Some people think it's complete crap. Whatever you think about it, what can't be denied is the massive cultural impact that movie had.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Go here. I went off. Go. You say something.
I mean, I was really excited to see Black Panther when it came out. It was one of the few Marvel films I saw in theaters, and I think that his performance as T'Challa was, really exceptional. He really took that character, and you could tell how passionate he was about bringing that character to the big screen, and the level of representation in a film that would make. The whole cast in that film is just wonderful, but it's definitely a breakthrough performance on his part. Definitely my favorite role of his. I feel like a lot of people probably feel that way, and it's definitely going to be the role that he is, I feel, most remembered for, easily. And again, a role that he said, was very important to him. So it's good that that's a role that he'll always be remembered as.
Yeah. And please, ladies and gentlemen, if you just know him for Black Panther, which is fine, once again, as just stated, massive cultural impact that movie had on an international stage. But please do check out his other work. Once again, I really enjoyed him in 42.
Yeah, phenomenal actor. In everything that he.
Yeah. Once again, the fact that we now know the how much pain he was going through, how much suffering he was going through, battling colon cancer while making at least one movie a year.
He was only in his 40s. Again, this is one of those examples. Get checked up often by a doctor. If you don't feel right or if you notice anything. Definitely see a doctor. Take care of yourself. Just a really conscientious reminder and a very sad reminder that cancer can unfortunately hit any of us at any time.
Yeah.
Definitely just take care of yourselves, guys.
Yeah, and I think, and the last thing I'll say about Chadwick Boseman, because we've stated how talented the guy is, and I've never heard a negative thing about the guy.
No.
Never. You never heard anybody
Only
like,
positive.
you never heard like, well, he's really tough on set, and none of that crap. But the last thing, his death is one of those deaths that I feel like as a society we experience only ever so often where. Once again, this goes to show just even though he was only like an A-lister for only 5, maybe 6 years, the impact that his death, it just seems one of those deaths where everyone's like, no, he's not supposed to be gone yet.
Yeah,
it's one of those like it's one of those deaths where like it doesn't make sense. I'm not and I'm not trying to compare like levels here, but I remember like when Robin Williams passed away. Robin Williams was one of those deaths that was like, what? No, Robin Williams is supposed to be gone. No,
there are just certain celebrities that when they go, it's very shocking and unfortunate timing and just very sad.
Yeah. I'm sure some of you watching or listening may be curious as to what we think this means for the future of the MCU and the Black Panther franchise within it. Right now is not the time. I know some people are starting to talk about it, but I feel like now's the time.
It's too soon.
Yeah.
Let's just take the time to honor the man that is gone and to pay homage to him and reflect on his career and how good of a person he was. And that's definitely something that will have to be handled in the future, but not now.
So all we'll say is, Chadwick Boseman, we didn't know you personally. Anybody who's a fan didn't know you personally, but you are going to be remembered.
Oh,
no
absolutely.
doubt. People are going to be talking about you for years to come, and what you meant to them. I have no doubt about that. So, Chadwick Boseman, thank you forever. Wakanda forever. And, rest in power.
Yeah, rest in power.